Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Judy, and hello, Donna, on your TV. All right, so I bought StreamYard. Normally, am I live? Yeah, I am. Normally, I was just using the free version, so I decided to do this. See how I like it. They said I have 60 days to try it out. I'm never quite sure about that because we're still in Mercury retrograde shadow, so who knows? Who knows? Hello, Oxford Cat and Earth Mama Alive. Let me check. Ow, yeah, live. Alive. So, so I'm just seeing if this is going to make it easier and faster because a lot of times after I upload a video and put it on YouTube, I look at the time and it's like 11 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon when I started at 9. I go, I got to find a better way. So we're going to see if this is a better way. Maybe I'll just keep yakking for 3 hours. We'll see. All right. So a couple of things before. This new StreamYard, for me, it's kind of fun because it's got like all these different things on it. It's got notes to keep me in line, to keep me from rambling. And I thought that was Psychic Duck's job. Say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, good to see you. Live. Are you live, Psychic Duck? I'm plastic. Oh. I don't know what to say about that. All right, so a couple of things first before we get into some throwing card energy. Another YouTube psychic, I don't know, is that the right term for it? Jen Bushman. She and I have done shows before. She's super talented. She had a heart event and she had to go into hospital. I'm not quite sure what she had going on. I've tried to email her a couple of times and she's, I think, not looking at her phone or email, which is good. But somebody posted that she is not doing well or doing better, but she's just not working like she should. She has a GoFundMe site. So for those of you who know Jen, and if you don't, if you can offer prayers and support, and if you do and you feel able to contribute to her GoFundMe and to her hospital bills and her recovery, and just because she can't work, I put that up on my community page, and you can also just search GoFundMe for Jen Bushman and get that going. The other thing I wanted to announce is in September 17th and 19th, we are doing another retreat up in the Lake Tahoe area of California for 2 days. It's going to be amazing. For those of you who went to Shasta and met my brother, you know what energy he brings to the table. Really grounding energy. And Susan Allen is putting this on, and she does a great event. So you can email her. That's at below this video if you want to email her. Okay, let's kind of get into it. Oh, I got comments. Ooh. Hang on. Let me see. Oh, it's just saying, hey. Oh, hey, Nancy. Aren't you supposed to be working? Hey, Karen Jensen. Hello, everybody. Hello. Um, all right. Hey, the psychic dummy is here. Hello, Alex. That duck is a quack? Alex and I, we are like, we're like this. I'm over here and yeah. Okay. So, Alex. Okay, let's keep moving on. Good to see everybody again. Hello, Viviani. All right. So here's what I wanted to look at. Where are my notes? Notes. Thank you. So we got so many changes going on in the world. We're feeling it energetically. We're seeing it. The world just seems like we are crazy. The only sane people are here on this channel right now. So thank you for being here. The other thing that I'm thinking about that I keep it just keeps coming into my awareness is how we are stepping more and more into a higher dimension. People call it an ascension, going into 4D, 5D, whatever D. And there is something about when we shift from 3D as we normally know it, as we grew up in it, some of us were already out in 4 5D when we, around our parents allowed us to be that and gave us free range to explore that. But me coming from hillbilly land, which that's not right either, because the very first time I heard about divination was from a hillbilly showing me and my brother where water was to put a well. He got his dowsing rods out. This guy was tapped in. He was amazing. So, but as that becomes more available to us, and we slip from this knowing to this knowing, and what that means is from a provable knowing to an unprovable provable knowing. So how do we prove in 4D? How do we prove when we get messages from our guides? For me and for a lot of us, it's all through synchronicities. What shows up when we think of something, when we get another message, and we become more aware of the synchronicities. We are jumping into a huge portal energy with Lionsgate Portal next week. Nancy Jean and I are going to be doing a show on that. And but this is a 888 energy, Lionsgate Portal. And I'm just starting to do my research on the 888 number, but it's one more than a 88. So it's kind of like Spinal Tap. It's crazy. So it's powerful where we're going to go into a lot of abundance, a lot of rebirth. And so that throws us when we go from one thing that we think we know what it is. We've got this. I know what I'm supposed to do in life. I'm supposed to go get a job, make money, get a mortgage, get a new car every 3 years. I'm gonna tie this all up. That's what I do. Raise a family. And now we are being thrown into, hey, that might not be what it's all about. We're going to be it's going to shift us. It's going to change our bodies. The electrical and solar storms are changing our bodies. Everything is getting all wonky. Just roll with it. Be that figure eight and just roll with it a little bit. The other thing about this triple eight energy is it blends it down to a 6. So for you numerologists out there, what's a 6? And we are in a 1 year. Crazy big area. Yeah. Ooh. Wow. Hey, KJB Love in Sacramento, just up the freeway from me. Yay. So, okay, I got to go back to my notes because I have to tie in, what was it? What was I going to say about, figure eight? Oh, I forgot because I looked at the comments. Anyway, I can't remember because I'm in 4D. I drop into, and somebody told me this. Remember Akashic Bob? I haven't seen him for a while. Robert, I can't pronounce his last name. He told me when I first got a reading with him, when I was first opening up to this YouTube experience of metaphysics, which is amazing because that's part of this great awakening. Before, I'd have to go see my hillbilly neighbor to go, hey, can you show me some divination tools? And I didn't even know what they were. But now on YouTube, oh my gosh, you get crystals, you get cards, you get channeling, you get numerology, anything you want metaphysically you can get. The thing that is super important for us as we grow and learn and tap into this energy is to have discernment. Who's telling us the right thing? Just with going back to my visit with the Hopi person, when I went to look at Hopi land and we saw some petroglyphs, the guide, who was a Hopi priest, said the Hopi prophecy rock wasn't for general humanity, it was for Hopi. That's where it came from. So when you read on the Hopi prophecy, who's telling this story? Is it a Hopi? Is it somebody who has that much in him and is not living on, or her, not living on Hopi land? That's what he had a big thing about. If you're going to be talking about how the Hopi should live, you need to be on Hopi land. Makes sense, kinda. And then we get, our government trying to take away indigenous lands so we could put more oil wells on them. Sorry, that was a damn squirrel moment. So I also have something up on my website about this. It may be too late to put in your comments. Not my website, my community page, but we can try. Okay, so let's take a look at the energy for the week ahead. I was rambling trying to go back to that one place that I was talking about. I just can't. Okay, so, maybe I'm going to get there. Fires and mass shootings and being in this new age abundant 888 energy. If we can stay out of what we don't want, which is what the news offers us a lot, and stay into the positive. So if we hear some negative news popping in and we go, oh my gosh, well, let's dream that world of what we want in. like universal health care. Wouldn't that be good? Healthy food. Just read something that there is an egg salmonella outbreak again, where they had to recall a whole bunch of eggs from a whole bunch of different states. I don't know the number. I'm thinking like in the millions. And I'm going, one more thing. Okay, let's take a look at the energy for the week. I don't know if my notes are keeping me from rambling too much. Hey, JC. Hello, Brooklyn. Hello, Brooklyn. All right, so let's just look at the energy for the week. I'm using my Fifth Element Tarot deck. So it's got the 4 elements that normal tarot decks have. And then it's got the 5th one, which is the ether. And it is represented by the lotus. When I saw that, well, you all know my brain just kind of went. All right, so let's look at the week's energy ahead. This is the end of July. A lot of things were supposed to, did manifest. It was just a roller coaster of a week, of a month. You forget. I do, because so much news is in the cycle of the Epstein victims showing up and getting in front of Todd Blanche's face and him being so friggin' dismissive. See, now I got to go back to the positive and say they will have their truth known soon. They will get their healing soon. Instead of just this. It's awful. The other thing, Lindsey Graham, boom. I was watching Steve, I shouldn't say his name, some cranky old British astrologer whose name might be Steve. And he was saying that in this month, July, that he thought that there was going to be some big world leaders leave the planet. And he thought one this last weekend. And then he was mentioning the ones he thought. Well, the Iranian leader, he left. I wasn't sure if it was July or not, but he said there was 4 others, and they're all just so old. Of course they're going to go. But he was saying this last weekend. I'm still thinking someone's going. So, but let's just look. I'm not going to read on each one of them in their lifespan, but what's the energy for the week that we have to deal with? The energy for the week. As we drop into the end of July, I've been noticing the days are getting shorter. Going, it's getting darker. Okay, the energy. Here we go. Wow. Very first card I get is Shaman card. This, shamans, they are known to dream their world into being. And so when you go on a shamanic journey, which is, in my shortened view, a guided meditation with a rhythm and an intention. And you can do it just with an intention. Just drop into a sacred space without getting too into it, and focusing on your intention of what you want. A fair, just world with no more wars. Can I dream that into being? Yes. Dream it into being. And then we get the Queen of Pentacles. This is security. And in this card, if you can see it, it's real dark. So there's things that are coming. And again, I don't think you can read this like normal tarot, but there are things coming to us that are, we can see the outlines of them, we can feel the outlines of them, and they're going to show up. We need to keep focusing on that, the unknown thing, maybe the shadow thing. I don't know. I wasn't really planning on going into the shadow energy of things. We'll do that and heal it. And then we get the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire. Information coming out, passion. And it's just not one, it's a community that brings forth a singular passion. In the past, as it relates to this, is remember the Star card, the abundance, the flow, and what we have in our hands. We can travel in that Merkaba to dreaming a world into being. And then we have Divine Mind, the Ace of Feathers, the Sword of Truth, the Law of One, and the potential near future is the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This certainly dropped us into a non-3D world. This took us into something that is, it's dreaming our world into being. It's taking that information that we get and coming together and lighting up a passion that is going to bring truth. And we just need to stay in the flow and stay in this Wheel of Fortune. It's karmic. We are getting this. And it's just not happening on, whoa, really ringing. It's just not happening on this plane of existence. It's happening galactically. So we are creating something galactically. Sometimes we think a little too small. I just want the whole earth to be at one mind, peace, love. And when I think of that, I go, that's pretty big. That's too big. And then I go, yeah, take it galactically. Take it out to the universe. That's even bigger. Whoop. Groot fell. Come on, Groot. Sorry. Groot fell. All right, so here we go. Let me see my notes. Let me see my notes. Where are they? Notes. All right. Food safety. Here we go. Here we go. This is kind of what I was talking about a little before. We're going to shift into a little bit of politic land here. Pumpkinhead announced that he was posing tariffs again. They're on, they're off, they're on, they're off. Taco tariffs. Same thing with the Iran war, taco tariffs. When we look at that, the Iran war, and I look at what it is showing us, and then I look at some of the people who are running the country that are just blind to it. And I go, are you not seeing what is being done to our oil supply, our which is, I think, maybe could end up as a good thing because it's going to push us towards a better energy source. But because we're being so disrupted with the way we thought things should be, but it just feels like they're so out of touch with things. So Trump announced that he was going to reimpose these tariffs, and how he's doing it, because the Supreme Court said you can't do this. He goes, well, I'm going to impose tariffs under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974. Well, at least it wasn't 1822. He goes back pretty back to some of these statutes and laws. So, but that Trade Act permitted the president to impose tariffs on countries that are using forced labor. Anybody have a mortgage? Anybody have a car payment? Anybody is forced to do that labor because you got to pay for health care? I was watching a YouTube on Earth ships out in Tahoe, and somebody that watches my channel, I can't remember who, said, "Hello from New Mexico from my Earth ship," and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. This guy built a bunch of homes in the New Mexican desert, and they're completely self-sustainable. You can grow your own food there. You get your own water. You recycle. They are the coolest looking things. The temperature gets to be 104 degrees. They're comfortable. So cool. Anyway, all they need is just some trees, and maybe then I could talk my wife into going. She looks at it and she goes, "They're really neat, but there's no trees." Okay. All right. So I'm going to switch decks because this is too ether for me. Let's switch to One World Tarot. One World Tarot. So, the tariffs, they're going up and down and around and around. Congress is gone. I want a job as a congressman. You never have to work. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she left Congress, and I think she works more now than our current Congress people. He's always going on vacation. And why is that? Because he gets scared and he goes, okay, we're done. Nobody's going to vote for what I want. We're done. So the Senate's still there. Oh, Lady G lives in New Mexico. Yeah. 5 weeks paid leave. Dang. And health care. What's the matter with us? Okay, well, dream that world into being. We are healed. We are healthy as a nation. Please. Okay. Oh, and Dennis Weaver. He built and lived in one of those. And the thing with this guy that I saw was, he goes, there's some that are Airbnbs, and you can go there and you can check it out. There are some that are like $1 million homes. And then there's some that are you could buy for like 500,000. And even though that is like out of reach for a lot, when you think of no electricity, no utilities, it's like, it's pretty cool. And so he's building this community that is, as he said, close to Walmart. I think it was an older program when they did this. Because I think I'd rather have it closer to Costco because I'm more aligned with that company. But he goes, people need to be near services. So it's 20 minutes away from stores. Yeah. They're called ukes, the basic ones. Earthships, yeah. What did I say? Did I not say Earthship? Anyway. Okay. Let's look at Pumpkinhead was, oh my gosh. I'm like embarrassed for the United States these days. And it's been this way ever since that knucklehead put more gold leaf in DC all over the place. He texted, what was it? Well, hang on one second. I'm going to look this up real quick because I think I have it. Maybe not. I don't have it handy. But he was tweeting like 40 times or some crazy number last night, doing AI pictures of himself and, oh, good Lord. Why can't the Republicans see he is gone? Besides money. So, let's look at Netanyahu. Let's look at Trump, Zelensky in DC for Lindsay's funeral. What is going on with that? And the Senate is going to try to push that Russian sanctioned bill. So I don't know, it just feels like there's such a huge shift. We're running out of weapons for our war, not war, I don't know what to call it, non-war that in Iran, which I think is a good thing, but then we want to build them back up again, which is a bad thing. But wouldn't it be great if, like, we just go, hey, we don't need weapons now because all we need is love. Somebody should make a song on that. I'm going to be singing that in my head all day now. We don't need any new weapons. All we need is KJB, love. All right, let's look at what is this meeting going to be like? Zelensky. So Zelensky lost to an ally with Graham. And so did Bibi, which, yeah, another one. Bibi, all you need is, but I think these leaders are under forced labor, right? Because they are all like, we got to make more, got to have more power. And then the temporary immigration status that's expiring today. Oof. Oof. I am so sorry, guys. People who have been living in this country thinking they can stay here building a life and a family, and then whoop, you're gone. Where's the stability that? We think we got a bad bouncing between 3D and 4D. Think of those people. Okay. What's this meeting going to be like as I keep shuffling? Information coming with the Knight of Cups. Information coming with the Knight of Cups. The Chariot. Wow. Eight of Swords restriction. Let me see if I can't drop the camera down because we're doing this on my computer. Illusion, delusion. Okay, we got that. What's happening here? Someone's walking away. What's going on? Interesting that I get this card in the final outcome, the Hierophant, as they're going into a memorial service for Lindsey Graham. Money and truth. So they're meeting together, and it didn't take any cards to read this, but they're going in together. They're going to be balancing some money. Can you give me more? We need it for the truth. We need it for new action. However, I am not so sure that they're going to get it, because there's some, what would you call the Four of Pentacles? Tightwads in this area. Got to really defend themselves. So and at the top of the reading that's overshadowing this is Pumpkinhead's delusion. So let's just throw this real quick. Is the government, the Hierophant, are they going to offer more money? Are they going to be offered? And it feels like Zelensky's going to be asking for more. Israel is going to be asking for more. Trump is going to be asking for more for Iran. The only one that I would consider would be Zelensky. But then again, I am going to dream Vladimir Putin into saying, Pootie, can I call you Pootie? All you need is all together now. Okay. Are they going to give more money to Kegseth? Is the government going to give more money to Kegseth to give more money to Iran so that Iran can give more money to our senators and congressmen? We're going to give more money to Kegseth, to his war. 3 cards. Wheel of Fortune. Things are spinning. Things are coming to light. And things are manifesting in maybe a way that we may not readily see. So with this Magician card, you get this is what it appears to be, and then you go, oh, that's not what it is. So are we giving money to, let me I said I was going to pull 3, and all I'm getting is what they're going to get is not what we think they're going to get, or what they think they're going to get. What are we shining the light on with this Hermit card? And What is the magician going to bring forth? I'm just going to bring this down. We get abundance. We get loss. Oh. And we get new information, the King of Wands at the very end. So I did this V type spread. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, the Magician. Underneath it, the Empress and the Five of Pentacles. I think it's shining the light on how much, because we get, this is wild, we get the Abundance card right next to the Five of Pentacles card. Now, some people could say, okay, that's Russia. And Russia is broke, okay, and losing money. And then I think we get like European leaders coming in with this King of Wands. Okay. What is going to show up with this? They're not going to get what they want. It's going to be less, a lot less, according to this energy cards. All right. Hello, Annie Bear. Hello, hello, hello. Annie Bear's hanging out on a plane with 45. Did you have a clothespin on your nose? Okay, sorry. Okay, where else are we going to go? I think we're going to go to... okay. I'm just going to read on this one more, this last thing, and I'm just going to look at... there's so much that popped into my head right now. The health, our food supply. I remember reading on this like last year, and it was like, we got to be really careful. We got to be careful about our finances. And here's something that popped into my head. When Pumpkinhead was running for the first or second time, I don't think it matters, but you kept hearing people saying, we got to tear this government down and start all over again. That's what his supporters were saying. We got to tear this down, start from scratch. And I'm like, you don't have to tear it down, just fix it. Just fix it. Now, I'm thinking, just like those people, we got to tear this completely down and start all over again. And I think that's where we're going to go with this. What do we need to rebuild this part of the world? All you need is... I heard it. So, hey, Sherry. How's the swamp? She just stopped in to say hello. All right. Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting, that before I was against them saying that, and now I'm like, well, yeah. We really do need to do that. So, there's a lot going on that I'm hearing with that Democrats are fighting against Democrats. We can have a disagreement, but we don't need to like pull that plug. It's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be wild. And so just maintain your balance. Keep your decisions, heart space decisions, as we get into this. All right, let's look at Pumpkinhead's mental, physical health. What is Pumpkinhead's? What's it like? Not what's it like. You could ask Annie Bear. Did she talk to him? Did Annie Bear talk to Pumpkinhead in her dream and give him the 411? This card flew out. Annie Bear, you ready? Where did you go? You got the world card, Annie Bear. Wow. Annie Bear, you were talking about world things. You were fixing the world. Thank you. You know, we need somebody to step up and do that hard work. I remember Annie saying, I can't do politics. I got to get out of here. So she might not even be here. But there are people like Annie who have dreams of Pumpkinhead on a jet fixing the world, and we need her to do that versus BB. Sometimes I look at the news and I just go, everybody, there's no way that this can stay together. You know, now Yemen is going to start a war with Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia doesn't want a war with Yemen, and Yemen's doing something with the Houthis, and the Houthis are hooked up with Iran, and it's like, how are we staying? Ooh, and then there's China that we don't hear much about. Oh, Annie Bear was just live with Terry. Okay. All right. Doing her meditation. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to look at China before I look at Pumpkinhead's health. What is going on with China? They're very, very quiet right now. Are they just waiting? Are they kind of... What's going on with them? What's the 4-1? Ooh, 5 of Pentacles. Is their economy trashed? But then they get like it's being challenged by the 10 of Cups, the happiness, family, my Democratic card. What's going on? Are these broken? No, because then we get the High Priestess. Okay. Not broken cards. All right. Oof. Tower. What is happening with China? China gets a new start. Overflowing emotions. This card's really flipping me. It's like all you need is love in China. That's it. Okay. Then we get the Queen of Swords. Okay. All right. So, at least it's not the King or the Page of the Knight that are just kind of like acting out impulsively. And I'm not saying the King of Swords would, but the King of Swords he just got an infusion of testosterone from Hegseth, and so he's all hoo hoo, he's feeling his oats. So, but the queen, she's like, we might not need to do this. Okay, fingers crossed. We have the Four of Pentacles internally. They got some money problems going on. And then externally is the Page of Pentacles. Why am I thinking of their EV cars? And why can't we get them here? They're better than Tesla. Oh, short little sideways note. My neighbor who drove Tesla, and I thought he was kind of MAGA, but I'm not so sure anymore. He sold his Tesla, got a Rivian. I'm like, wow, dang. That's pretty nice. Can I borrow it? Without hesitating, he said, of course. I don't know if he'd really do it. I think he would, though. And isn't that kind of the way that we should be going? I'm looking at the stuff in my garage and I go, what am I doing with this? So I'm giving it away a lot. Not that anybody would really want it, but if you got something and you're using it and then it's no use to you anymore, don't throw it away. Repurpose. Yes, yes, yes. All right, Page of Pentacles. They've got some new things going on in China. Getting back on track again. Psychic Duck is going, what the hell's wrong with you? Never mind. Hopes and fears. The Magician. Certainly, my hope is that China can turn around and be one of the, all you need is love leaders, overflowing emotional leaders, because certainly we're not doing it. And the final outcome, Two of Wands. They've got something going on that they're looking at. Its world is I'm not seeing it as Taiwan, although that's not good. But that did pop into my mind when I looked over at the water. Oof. The Moon card. There's something that we are not seeing. It's China. And then the World card. What is going on with China? Well, I certainly hope, taking a bunch of hopium, that this card that is challenging the Five of Pentacles will produce a new emotional start versus a more dominating worldview that is all about superiority. This could be superiority, but it feels more like it feels more like it's legal security with this Queen of Swords. And the legal security that's what makes me think of Taiwan. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Let us look into... Hey, Barbara. Good to see you. All right. Let's see. I'm going to... One more. Switch decks. I'm using my Skadibo deck. I can kind of do that. Oh, no, because I've been holding up cards. I got to be careful with this deck because of the naked pictures. Okay. What do we got? Pumpkinhead's health. It's on full display. I can't believe that anybody is saying what that correspondence dinner, what he said was okay, was a joke, was lightheartedness. And the correspondence dinner is supposed to be, yeah, we get to tell jokes and this and that. That was some of the ugliest stuff. The only good joke he had, and I don't know if you saw this, was when he goes, I hope you all enjoy your dinner. This was JFK got this dinner especially for you guys. He just ran over a cow, and that was kind of funny. I didn't say it funny, but the way he delivered it was funny. And then it just went south. But that was the only kind of humorous thing. How can anybody defend him on the way he talked to Caitlin Collins? And then having to, the smirk that he gave when he had to shake hands with New York Times reporters. And then he's just going off last night on Truth Social. Heather Cox Richardson says something about there is a site that you can Google to get his posts without being on his Twitter account. I know it's not Twitter. This flew out. The world card. Completion. You've done your thing. Time to go. All right. So let's look at Trump's craziness. Okay. Stop. Let's look at Trump's health. His path forward with this rebirth, with this abundance of the 888 Lionsgate portal. Aren't eights recycling? Any numerologists here? Are eights recycle? I think they are. They're infinity and they just keep getting recycled. I was reading this thing too about, the different dimensions. And when you're in one dimension, you will be reincarnated within a certain number of years. I'll try to pull that up again. And I was listening to Linda and Sterling last night, and he mentioned something with that. And he goes, dogs come back real quick, or pets. And I went, okay. And then he mentioned how humans coming back and the time frame. And I went, hey, that's the same time frame that I just read. But it went into different dimensions too, different awarenesses. And this was dimensions according to the law of one. So I'll have to pull it back up again. All right. Amanda, I can't read his posts. They make me crazy. They make you crazy or make you crazier? Okay. Here we go. Pumpkinhead's health journey with this Lionsgate portal. Wow. This fell out, and I said, oh, it's just me shuffling. Just fell out. Ten of Cups. Everybody's cheering. Yay! Yay! Raise your cup, Psychic Duck. What do you think? Psychic Duck is going, kind of like Lurch. Okay. Knave of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. Something's going to happen kind of fast. Everybody says this. When I jump up on YouTube and look at some of these yellow bannered podcasts. He is failing. This is awful. He's on his way out. And I'm going, how many times have they put that same title up? Yeah. Worst nightmare ever. Ooh. Got the World card again for him. What's going on with Trump in this 888? The top of the reading, I get the Seven of Pentacles. And he's raked in so much money. Where's he put it? Has he put it over in Saudi Arabia? And again, going back to that other podcast I listened to, where he said that he was going to go off into another land, into the Mideast. And when I was reading on him a lot, I got that too, that he was going to go to the Mideast somewhere. Who would have him? If Saudi Arabia gets, dragged into a war, does Qatar want him? Well, they gave him a jet, and is that jet bugged? Yes. Okay. We get the King of Wands in the potential near future. What is Trump doing with this 888 energy? Something's going to happen to him pretty fast with he's balancing things out with, I think, with drugs, pluses and minus drugs. So he's got one to keep him awake. And that's not working very well. And he's got one that's putting him to sleep, and that's not working very well because he's going to sleep at the wrong time. But he has something coming up, some news coming up. When I pulled this King of Wands, I went, that's his doctors. Internally. That's kind of what we're all dealing with. That's what Annie Bear was dealing with. She woke up in a sweat going, I was just on an airplane with the felon. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. That's scary as hell. He's got these same nightmares. So he's got this war that he can't get out of. And he's going, oh my God, he's losing American lives. Not that matters. But then he puts the body count up, which freaks me out even saying that. And then he adjusts it. People in the military, how are you dealing with this? How are you okay with this? Them disrespecting a life. When people joined the military, they weren't expecting to be in a forever war that they're in right now, a senseless, useless war. A lot of these kids go in there for education. They go in there for just leave it like that. Okay. He's having nightmares externally. He's crazy. This is the Seven of Wands defending oneself, but this is my Man of La Mancha card. He's fighting windmills. Just what I said with this crazy ass war that he's got himself into. And the thing is, it's his, nobody else. It's not Congress, it's his. And then they keep switching things. And why freaking news? Oh, see, hang on. All you need is, let's dream a press corps into being that starts asking tough questions, that tries to get to the truth, and stops letting these knuckleheads slide with, we are trying to keep Iran from having a nuclear weapon. Well, we already had that before he tore it down, and you already said they can't do it. So Kegseth tried, but some of these Republicans are just like, yeah, okay, I believe you. All right, hopes and fears, Wheel of Fortune. Things are spinning. What are you hoping for? The Wheel of Fortune, 10 number. And the final outcome that we get for Pumpkinhead and where he is in this 888 energy. Anybody want to take a guess of what the card is I got? Yes, Demo V5J, thank you for posting this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I get to do this. Yes, yes, thank you. For those who served. We think we're doing it for one reason, and then we get in and we find that it's a lot different than, but still, I think for the majority of people who put on a uniform, they're trying to do the right thing, and we just need to shift our thinking a little bit. We need to get into that shaman energy and dream our world into being. All right. So thank you, Dema, for that. Thank you. All right. And Judy said it too, the military industrial complex. He warned against it. And we ask what we're being slaves for. What was it that he said? That's not the word. But we are a slave to our jobs. And I didn't want to use that word because countries that are using forced labor, the industrial military complex is, we are now being forced to continue that. So we are led to believe, but we're not. We can get out of that. Okay. Anybody want to guess what the final card was? Anybody want to guess? Okay, so what do we got here? We got the very first card. I'm just going to repeat this till we get to the end. And I have the card. We have the 10 of Cups. That's my Democratic card. We're reading on Pumpkinhead in this 888 energy. We have the Page of Pentacles trying to balance, I think, his medications. I have the Doctor here in the potential near future. I have something, he's marinating in something coming really fast, but he's dealing with it with his balance of medication that is so off. He's got a completion card with the World. He's also got a completion card in the Hopes and Fears with the Wheel of Fortune. His medications on the 7 of Pentacles are not working. Things are not well with this 7 of Pentacles. This deck, some decks, the abundance, it's the 7 of Pentacles, and you take and harvest, reap what you sow, but there's not much there to harvest from this plant. He's scared S-less. He's battling windmills. And the last card I get, Judgment. Is he being released? Is he just being judged in this 888 energy? This energy of new beginnings, 1 and the 6? Is he? Or is he bye-bye? Did I tell you that this is for entertainment only? And to clarify that judgment card, we have the Four of Cups. This is a really interesting card to me because there are 8 cups in here. Someone did not account. It's probably Alex that made this card up. See, when I poke the bear like Alex, I get it back 10 times worse. Anyway, 3 of them are spilled. 1 of them is being presented. He's not looking at it. And in the past is all 4 cups are overflowing with abundance. And the water that's coming, I don't know if you can see this, is coming from a lotus. Just saying. Very first card was a Democratic card. Okay. So it just feels like they're keep giving him tonics to keep him going. He's not looking at it anymore. It looks like he's not looking at it. And in the background is 4 cups that are overflowing from the lotus. I'm going there. I'm sorry. I'm going there. And the final clarifying card is the 9 of Pentacles. This card is all about abundance, but this is like a little caged in abundance. You know, he's got to be around his peeps all the time, except when you go to the correspondence dinner. The image, when I looked at some of those, I did not watch all of it, but when he started going off on Caitlin Collins, there is a guy that sat behind Caitlin Collins. And when he started going off and says, "Why don't you smile? You're such a pretty girl. Smile." And this guy turned to the camera and he goes, like, oh my God. Oh my God. Grandpa. I know. At the base, the underlying energy we get, 5 of Wands. Who's he battling with? Is it himself? Ooh, 5 of Swords. Winning at any cost. Nobody's listening to him anymore. He's not even listening to himself. The King of Swords. Okay. I think he's going to kind of go out with a bang. And then you get the Queen of Pentacles, security, coming together with the 3 of Pentacles. I think he's still working together with somebody else. Okay. New path forward, and this is my Middle East card, and then suspension, walking away because he's confused, and it keeps going. He's getting close, I think. So the cranky British astrologer, who I do like, he said that another one was going to go. I'm not sure it's him yet, but it could be. All right. It's Karen, you're right. It's so horrible. Uppers and downers. It's what took Elvis out. And what else took... Didn't a peanut butter sandwich and bananas fried take him out too? All right. Let's leave. Oh my gosh, 1 hour and 14 minutes. What? Let's pull a galactic energy card for us. A Beyond Lemuria. Thank you guys for being here. Yikes. Ugh, Judy. She's curious. And would love, is that from love, Judy, that you would want to read on Stephen Miller and vote from love? All you need, that's nasty energy. I would need a little more Palo Santo spray and smudge spray. Okay. Butterfly wings. More McDonald's, Coke, and fries. Ugh. All right, so our Beyond Lemuria card. So this is really good because there are certain portals in the world. Here's my portal pyramid, as I just keep yakking. Here's my portal pyramid. And I think I got it on one of those things that says going out of business. And I thought this was going to be really big. And it's this. It's still pretty cool. You can still really drop into it, into that portal energy. Pretty cool. So when we're dropping into this Lionsgate portal energy and dropping in, letting go of our 3D and dropping into the 4, 5, wherever you're going to go. And some people think that you have to go from 3D to 4D. I don't feel that. And again, it's individual, however you perceive it. And sometimes you have to be in it for a little bit and just say, just accept it. Just let it be. Let you be who you are in the 4D, 5D, 6D arena and try not to go, oh, I can't be there. That's too advanced. I say that's BS. Okay. So one of my favorite places to drop into portal energy is Mount Shasta. There's other places on the planet. There's other places on your property. Grab your hillbilly dowsing rods and find a vortex energy, a portal energy on your land. So 3 cards. You guys pick a number between 1 and 3. And this will be your portal energy card, unless you don't like it. Then you can pick another one. Okay. Portal energy card, 1 to 3. First card we get, whoever picked 1, She of the Lotus. Now, would it be wrong to go, I'm dropping into this portal energy. I'm dropping into the She of the Lotus energy? It would not be. Who picked number 2? We're not going there. We're going to number 3 first. Number 3, full spectrum. Ooh, full spectrum. So let me just give you a little bit of the imagery here. At the bottom, you have 4 crystal skulls. I don't know much about the crystal skulls. I see them and they kind of freaked me out at first, and then they're kind of okay. My younger brother gave me one. I gave it back. I go, too weird, not yet. You got your traveling Merkaba. Jump into a Merkaba and go to a portal energy. And then you have the full spectrum of chakras. And it feels to me that don't limit the chakras that you think you may have. It could be a lot higher. It is a lot higher. Second, portal energy is the high heart chakra. Mm-hmm. Yes. Tapping into the divine, tapping into the law of one. Being that. Okay. Let's just tap in it. Ooh, Paisley. Number 2s. Did anybody go, I don't like any of those? We can pick a 4. and that is water, the overflow, healing. Because if one of these first three didn't work for you, then you'll need some healing. You might be broken. Healing, water, energy. I did some journeys before where we dropped into the Karn system, and I was thinking mainly in Yucatan, and then it split and it went throughout the whole world. It was amazing dropping into those underground cave water systems. Fabulous. All right, you guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here on this short pop-up. I don't know if this is going to be a thing because it's actually longer than if I just did a, like a 40-minute video. So thank you all for watching. And what else? That's it. Peace and love.